is in the new edition of this book, we will find a lecture of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur about Lord Nityananda, and when you read all this, how he is Balaram, how he has come into this world as the Guru Tattva, you begin to think, oh, this is really important, Nityananda. And you see, and then you hear that Nityananda first contacts the conditioned souls, and then they come into the inner circle of Srimati Radharani's Sakhis, who are in Madhurya Bhava. You begin to think, oh my God, these are all such large concepts. I better think about this. What does this mean? What does it say? You must always in Krishna consciousness see how the philosophy becomes life for you. It's almost when you have a fire, you have on one side ashes, and on the other side the living flames. So when you come together with a deep spiritual tradition like Gaudiya Vaishnavatum, you have on one side the philosophy and the statements of the Shastras, which may not be alive for you. They may be like ashes. Or why is this the way? You may have many questions also. But you need to come to the flames. How is this alive for me? How does this work for me? Can you understand this analogy? Is it too abstract for you? Fire, there are two things, So in traditions also, you find these things which don't have life for you. For many people, we are a relatively small group, but look, Christianities, there's so many Christians and so on. They deal with the ash part of the tradition, the rules, what you do on certain days and so on. And there are few, maybe in these larger spiritual organizations who are interested in the living substance. And this is happening us also. I feel there are many people who know the rules, what exactly to eat on Ekadasi, what not, is vanilla Ekadasi or not. Actually, it's not Ekadasi, I hear, isn't it? It is. So they are in this discussion, and I'm bringing these things up. And yes, they do have their importance. It's not that we should do without them, but there is the more important things, the living things, and life is something highly private. Life is something highly personal. Life is something individual. In other words, you are alive. You yourself have to feel the heartbeat in you, and the breath, and the prana, and so on. So you have to, in the same way, see how you bring the living flames of Gaudiya Vaishnavism into your understanding. And I will try to help you with this lecture this morning, because I had to do the work. When after all I'm the speaker this morning, I have to understand how this is relevant. And I have to understand Nityananda today. So we will start to do something today, which Srila Prabhupada did in Bhuvaneshwara. We will not have a Bhagavatam verse. We will not have Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. No. We will not even, we break absolutely with everything to come to the essence. We will sing this morning. This is a good idea. We will sing a song called Nityananda Nishta, and I will explain this song, making references to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta and Srila Prabhupada at times. So, Gaurahari and Madan Mohan, wow, look at this. So there are a few heads, very, very beautiful heads with good frisuras in the way. You have to see, I think Padma, it's your nice head. And could we bring this table, please? This is, wie sagt man, blackboard a little in the back, so that I can also see. We will sing. Hare Krishna, but first of all, nice to see all of you. Some of you look tired. You drove all night, Syamananda? You came in late, I can see. Yes. Yes, but nice that you all came. Wow. And it's only the morning. More will come. There's another beautiful head. My dear devotees, these things belong, you have to learn to become a little conscious before you can become Krishna conscious. So, yes. Ah, you notice it's your head. Good. So okay. So let us give the microphone to Gaur Krishna. And this song was actually sung by this song was actually sung by Narottam Das Thakur. Narottam Das Thakur says, "The lotus feet of Nitai are as cooling," or I can read the translation, "the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda are a shelter that soothes means it gives us relief. They are a shelter that soothes with the light of millions of moons. Their shade brings solace to the universe. Oh brother," Bai means brother, "oh sister, without Sri Nitai, approaching Radha Krishna is impossible. Catch hold of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda and join their dance." My God, this is a beautiful translation, no? The next word. "A person who has not established his relationship with Sri Nityananda has wasted his life and is no better than an animal." For a moment, I request you not to become offended. You will soon understand why Narottam uses such as impolite language here. Because he has never uttered the holy name of Nityananda, he has been absorbed with so-called material happiness. What can his useless education and family tradition do to help him? Wow, this is really good. With false prestige and identification with the body, one is thinking, "Oh, what is Nityananda? What can he do for me? I don't care." He's not accepting the truth. To approach Radha Krishna, first achieve the mercy of Lord Nityananda. Therefore, firmly grasp the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. The last verse. The lotus feet of Nityananda are not illusion. Perhaps some of you have thought, well, this is a religious narrative of the 15th Bengali history. No. The lotus feet of Nityananda are not illusion, they are fact. The one who engages in the transcendental loving service of Nityananda is also transcendental. Always try to catch the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. This Narottam Das is very unhappy. Therefore, are you also unhappy, Radha? Kripa? Sometimes, no? This Narottam Das is very unhappy. Therefore, I'm praying to Lord Nityananda to make me happy. My dear Lord, please keep me close to your lotus feet.
Nitai pada kamala Koti chandra shushitala Nitai pada kamala Koti chandra Nitai pada kamala Koti chandra shushitala 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 Je chaya jagata jura Je chaya jagata jura Je chaya jagata jura Je chaya jagata jura Eno nitai bine vai Radha Krishna paite na Eno nitai bine vai Radha Krishna paite na Eno nitai bine vai Radha Krishna paite na করি ধারণী বেদা করি ধারণী বেদা করি ধারণী से संबंध नहीं जा मृत जन्म गेलो से संबंध नहीं जा मृत जन्म से संबंध नहीं जा मृत जन्म गेलो से संबंध नहीं जा मृत जन्म से पाशु बोरो दूर से पाशु बोरो दूर से पाशु बोरो নিতাই না বলিল মুখে মাজিল সংসার সুখে 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 বিদ্যা কুলে কি করিবে বিদ্যা কুলে কি করিবে বিদ্যা কুলে কি করিবে কুলে কি করিবে অহংকারে মতা হইয়া নিতাই পদ পশরিয়া অহংকারে মতা হইয়া নিতাই পদ পশরিয়া অহংকারে মাতা হইয়া নিতাই পদ পশরিয়া রে সত্য করিমানি असत्य रे सत्य करिमानि असत्य रे सत्य करिमानि असत्य रे सत्य নিতাই কয়ে করুণা হবে ব্রজে রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাবে নিতাই করুণা হবে ব্রজে রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাবে নিতায়ে করুণা হবে ব্রজে রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাবে নিতায়ে করুণা হবে ব্রজে রাধা কৃষ্ণ পাবে ধারো নিতাই চরণ দুখানি ধারো নিতাই চরণ দুখানি ধারো নিতাই চরণ দুখানি নিতাই চরণ দুখানি নিতায়ে চরণ সত্য তাহার সেবক নিত্য 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 নিতাই পদ সদা করো আশা নিতাই পদ সদা করো আশা নিতাই পদ সদা করো আশা নিতাই পদ সদা নরোত্তম বড়ো দুঃখী নিতাই মোরে করো সুখী নরোত্তম বড়ো দুঃখী নিতাই মোরে করো সুখী নরোত্তম বড়ো দুঃখী নিতাই মোরে করো সুখী राखो रंग चरणेरा पाश राखो रंग चरणेरा पाश राखो रंग चरणेरा पाश राखो रंग राखो रंग चरणेरा पाश राखो रंग चरणेरा पाश राखो रंग चरणेरा पाश राखो रंग चरणेरा पाश निताय पद कमल कोटि चंद्र सुशीतल निताय पद कमल कोटि चंद्र निताय पद कमल कोटि चंद्र सुशीतल निताय पद जे छाया जगत जुराय जे छाया जगत जुराय जे छाया जगत जय निताय जय निताय जय निताय जय Nityananda Jaya Gauranitay 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 Jaya Gauranitay Jaya Gauranitay 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 Jaya Gauranitay Jaya Gauranitay Gauranitay Jaya Gauranitay Shri Nityananda Rama ki jai Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai Nitai Gaura Premanande Jaya Nitai Jaya Nitai Jaya Nitai Jaya Nitai Jaya
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for this wonderful kirtan in the morning by our Ananta Gauranga. Thank you very much for so enthusiastically singing. And now, Gaur Krishna, thank you also for singing this Nityananda Nishta. Nishta means firm faith in Lord Nityananda. When we approach Lord Nityananda, we need to understand first of all the tattva, what it's all about, what is the essence here. I think for the devotees in the movement of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the goal is Radha and Krishna, no? We worship Radha and Krishna on most of our altars. When you come to the places where the Gaudiya Vaishnavas congregate, Vrindavan, Mayapur, of course, Mayapur, Vrindavan, but also when you go to Jagannath Puri and go to the Gaudiyas, you always find Radha and Krishna on the altar. Now, Narottam Das Thakur informs us here, Hena Nitai Vina Bhai Radha Krishna Paitanai, which means without the mercy of Lord Nityananda, no one can attain Shri Shri Radha and Krishna. Wow, that's profound, no? Do you believe it? Also, you think of it would be nice to come closer in this life, if not very close to Radha and Krishna. Do you feel like this in your devotional life? When you pray, do you pray to Krishna, of course, no? And Radhas, those of us who are a little like that, yes. So this goal is impossible to reach without the intermediate help of Lord Nityananda. How is this? Well, Shri Nityananda Prabhu is the sum total of all gurus. Do you remember the Sanskrit term for this? Samasti Guru. Correct. You are really a wonderful audience. You listen carefully. Indeed, he is the Guru Tattva. All individual gurus, what is the Sanskrit term for individual gurus, please? Vyasti gurus, yes. They are representations of Shri Nityananda. Now, what is the guru? Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati wrote an article which appeared in his regular magazine, and he felt obviously a great need to, as a acharya, to explain these things. Who is Nityananda? Why is he necessary to reach Radha and Krishna? Well, he is the sum total of a guru, but then what is the guru? I mean, is he just my favorite man, he's our man, I'm in his group. What is it all about, the guru? Well, the way Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains what the guru gives a total different perspective, and you need this in order to really go into Nityananda Tattva. He says, the guru is the embodiment of the manifestation of the divinity to the pure, receptive, spiritual essence of the disciple. Oh my God, I'm a simple man. What was that again? Well, the guru represents Krishna's mercy to those who are receptive to this, no? Receptive means they can receive it. They have a bowl. Yes, I want that mercy. So that mercy comes through the Guru to the disciple. That's the idea of the Guru Tattva. And therefore we can say, without the mercy of Lord Krishna, which comes through Lord Nityananda, no one can reach the divine couple. You follow? Without the electrical current, you cannot have light in your room. You need to have the wire, so to say. So in this way, he talks about Lord Nityananda. And then there are many high, lofty concepts. But then he says, but Nityananda does not directly instruct in the confidential service of Krishna. Srimati Radhika is the guru of the inner circle of the servants of Krishna. No, she's there with all her kaya vyuha, their expansions, which are the gopis. No, Srimati Radhika, however, accepts the offer of service of only those souls who are specially favored by Nityananda and are deemed by him to be fit for her service. Therefore, there is a most intimate relationship between the function of Nityananda and that of Srimati Radhika, which is at once supplementary to and inclusive of the former. My dear devotees, for me, when I discovered this a few years ago, everything fell into place. My spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, has a strong relationship to Lord Nityananda. He has come in the like Lord Nityananda to address the most fallen section of society. He came to the Bowery of New York, where the drunkards are, and he preached some sense there. And as we are listening to someone who does the kennel cleaning work, the kennel cleaner who cleans the kennel, who goes down under the towns where the channels are, the tunnels where the waste of the human civilization goes. No, he goes to the lowest places. That function is very necessary for us. If we would not have been awakened with a ray of light, asato ma satgamaha tamaso ma jyotir gamaya. No? If we would not have gotten this ray of light, of spiritual enlightenment, if it would not have fallen into our darkness, we would have no chance. A few months ago, Gokrishna and myself went with Manditangi. Manditangi took us. Is Manditangi with us? Where is Manditangi? Here. Hare Krishna Manditangi. Welcome. To the oldest caves in Europe. Oldest or deepest caves in Europe. We wanted to see we had a few hours time, and it has been my childhood dreams since my parents told me about these caves to go there. And Manditangi took us and brought us there. It's in Slovenia, and we saw how are they called? Called the cave dragon. There are cave dragons. There's small creatures like this. They're absolutely white. They live for 100 years, No one ever has seen them reproducing, but somehow they do it, maybe by looking at each other. We don't know. It is not known to science. And they live there where no light comes. And we were told, please don't put your torchlight of your mobile telephone there. They are very shy of the light. They cannot take it very nicely. So we, of course, followed, and we saw these people. They're not people. These are they called? They're called small dragons, isn't it? Or what? Do you remember what their name is? What?
Human fish.
Human fish.
Human fish.
Because they have like our skin, they're the same color.
Same scholar. They are really, you have to meet them, you know. Human fish. But also I saw advertisements, small dragons, no? For tourists maybe. Yes. So they are down, and in deep caves where no light comes, and they live there, and they are special. They become 100 years old. Do I remember, or I don't know? What, you forgot? Who has mobile telephone? Google, you know. I remember 100 years. Anyways, they become old, and they multiply. They have no connection since these caves are, I don't know how old they are, but they had no connection previously with the world of humans. They didn't know about the French Revolution and all these things. They lived their own cave-like life. In some ways, we are the same. We have not much ideas about the creation of this universe. We have no idea about, when we go further, the spiritual reality, the spiritual world. We have sometimes a longing, a little bit, a longing which the world cannot fulfill, and so on. But it's very little. And then the Guru comes down to us and says, listen, O poor unfortunate soul, I have brought you very good news. Oh, what is the good news? I feel so unhappy we say it. Well, you are actually, believe it or not, you are part of God. Wow, really? What is God? Oh, you need to sit down now. Sit down. It's a weighty subject matter. Let me explain. And then we get some knowledge. We hear. We become active in the spiritual world, spiritual life here in this world. And then all of a sudden, this type of instruction goes in the background. And for some of us, I know also some of my disciples, they become interested. What is the spiritual world? What is going on there? What is outside of my cave, really? And they become interested. They hear about Radha and Krishna. They read about this, and it touches their hearts in some unknown way. They become a little sensitive to these subjects. Some of them even go and live in India. That happens. They feel called, no? Because now the Guru has explained or Krishna has given us through his channels. It's not just one person who teaches us the basic knowledge, and now we have done our basic spiritual practices, and all of a sudden we actually become interested in the goal of human life, that is to think of Radha and Krishna. That's the journey. So for this journey, this very important journey out of the cave-like material existence, Nityananda is important. Therefore, in the first verse, he says, grab the lotus feet of Nityananda very tightly, not loosely. Go to the Guru Tattva, not loosely. Yes, I also have a Guru. Yes, what is his name? I forgot, it's a long name. I met such these people in ISKCON. They were just initiated. They didn't even know the name of the Guru. It went so fast. Yes, that is happening. Yes, we are what we are. An interesting social phenomena. Now grasp it very tightly, not loosely, with full conviction. Prabhupada gave one instruction to all of us, and please relish this instruction. He said, in order to get relief from the pangs of this blazing fire of material existence, or we could say this cave-like existence, one should take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Nityananda. They are cooling like millions of moons. This analogy we can't understand so well in Europe, but in India, those who know the summertime, when it's so blazing hot, they are very happy when in the night they see the moon. In fact, that is one of the reasons why in Indian houses you have flat roofs often, because they take their beds on the roof and then they sleep in the cooling moonlight. We don't know, we wouldn't, it's too cold for us, but yes. So Prabhupada says it's cooling like millions of moons. Finally we get the information. We can leave this world of birth and death. There is this prayer. I think you all know the lines, and we can sing. Samsaradavana dalida loka tranaya karuna gana gana. Once again. Samsaradavana dalida loka tranaya karuna gana. Okay, Hare Krishna. So, this prayer to the Guru speaks of a burning fire of material existence. To translate the burning fire of material existence into modern terms, I would say existential angst. You know, angst, you understand? Anxiety, no? If we want to stop this fire of worrying, this morning I spoke to a devotee who was very worried. If we want to stop the fire of constantly there's something to worry about, that is always within us, we should hold very tightly to the feet of Gurudev. Jai Nitai, Jai Nitai, Jai Nitai. Because this mercy which comes, it's Krishna's mercy. You remember we spoke about Samasti and Vyasti Guru. It's not about this only this one person. It's about what he gives. You know, that is a rain that stops this constant fire, and we get knowledge by Nitai and Guru Tattva. No. In the Pranam mantra, we say Om Agyana Timirandasya. And in this mantra, you find out how the existential angst, the anxieties, are cured. It is by delivering spiritual knowledge and opening the eyes of us to the real world. It gives our the eyes, the blind eyes, they are becoming opened. It is said in spiritual circles, the baby in the womb of the mother can still see a little. The moment it comes out, it gets blind. It's poesy, so let us look here. What can the baby see in the womb? Well, it prays to Krishna. Please, my Lord. Please, my Lord. I'm about to again become bewildered by your external energy. Please, this time, let me come to you. No? In modern things, we babies are not yet socialized. They have not taken part in our civilization of cultural toxification. We all need a detox, material detox, my dear devotees. So the baby is not yet intoxicated like this. There are poets, one Sufi poet says, I would prefer to be blind than losing my vision. He speaks of the spiritual vision. No? I would prefer to be blind physically, like Stevie Wonder. The man, the European with the white stick. I would prefer to be blind than lose my spiritual vision. Therefore, in the first verse it says, the lotus feet of Nitai are as cooling as millions of moons. Their shade, gives solace to the entire universe. Without Nitai, brother and sister, I would like to add, it is not possible to attain Radha and Krishna. So, grab firmly his lotus feet. Then we come to the second verse. Narottam gets very heavy here. Fasten your seatbelt. Normally Narottam Das Thakur is very poetical and very, 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 very kind. Here he says, one who does not establish his relationship with Nitai wastes his human birth. Such an animal-like person is very wicked. Not uttering the name of Nitai, he drowns himself in the miserable happiness of the material world. What then can his education and high birth do for him? The Hitopadesh says, Ahara nitra bhaya maitunam cha samanyam eta naranam pashunam. No? Eating, sleeping, mating, defending, these are the same for human and animals. But the ability to follow dharma, dharmo hi tesham adiko vishesho. Trying to speak Sanskrit. Dhamena hena pashubhi samana. Prabhupada quoted these a few times. But the ability to follow dharma is the distinctive feature of human beings. Devoid of dharma, humans are the same as animals. So Narottam Das Thakur has these shlokas in mind when he says, if you just engage in material activities in a sophisticated way, in a sophisticated material civilization, you have not really taken to your human potential. No? And Narottam Das Thakur delivers a strong medicine. See it like this. When Prabhupada is sometimes heavy, sometimes modern devotee says, that's too heavy for me. He is delivering a strong medicine to patients who are absolutely ill. I have have seen Kaishori when her children were walking in a dangerous way to a dangerous spot. She came like a tigress and grabbed the child. No, come here. Don't run there. You will fall. You will break yourself. You might lose your life. I've seen my mother when I did dangerous things. When I came down, when I was again saved, I had to be saved a few times by the fire brigade. I came down, my mother was there, and first she gave me, watch! And then she cried, and she embraced me and ran into the house and gave me wackelpudding. you know, but first I got, you destroy yourself. Can't you see? You wake up, wake up. This is strong medicine. For sometimes it is required. When an ignorant person kills himself, strong medicine is much better than a low medicine. Ahankare matahoya. In the third verse, he continues. He says, it's the false ego which stops us to take shelter in the spiritual realm. We think in the false ego. Prabhupada said it so nicely. What will Nitai do for me? What will spiritual knowledge do for me? In this way, we are very unfortunate. The false ego stops us to proceed forward in our spiritual life. The Shastra says something very interesting. If you want to go high, you need to go low. And they give an example. If you want to jump high, you need to bend low. Would you like to try? If you stand up like this, how high can you jump? But if you go down to the ground and then you jump, I think Jai Gopal could easily touch the sky, the ceiling. Have you? Or? Almost. You know, when you, like Hanuman, when he jumped to Lanka, did you remember? He climbed this mountain and then he crouched down on the mountain and then he put all his naga, all his strength in his legs. Then he went, and then the mountain was crushed and the forest was crushed around him. The tigers and lions ran left and right, and Hanuman went to Lanka. If you want to jump high, first you need to bend down. It's impossible to jump up if you stand straight. So if you are in the ego so straight, then you cannot go. Yeah. I want to tell you what Prabhupada says. What false pride means here. He says, in false pride one is mad. Do you know that there are two types of madness? One is when you are drunk and you do something mad. Have some of you been drunk? Do you know what this means? You do. I think many of you don't know what this means and don't try. It is not necessary for this lecture. You're intoxicated, you don't know your way home, you say things which should not be said, and you do things which you do not, should not be said. Many children are born without any intention by drunk people, and so on. That's one type of intoxication. But it said this intoxication is not so dangerous. The much more dangerous intoxication is this mother, madness is pride. It is said Indra was maddened by pride. He was intoxicated by pride. And do you know what he did? He attacked Krishna. Too much. He attacked Krishna and his devotees because he had been intoxicated by false pride. And a conditioned soul who becomes pride, he will say, oh, Prabhupada says it like this, oh, what is Nityananda? What can he do for me? I don't care. The result is of being so, pride and turning away from the spiritual life and the spiritual instruction, that we take shelter in something that is false, material happiness. Do you know this in your case? That when you turn away, then you turn towards not Nityananda, but towards, and all he stands for, the world of Nityananda. You turn to the world of Maya and entertain yourself. And the thing is, it's false, a false world, because it gives you one promise, but it doesn't keep it. It doesn't make you happy. The most persistent lie, which existed in Hannibal's time, Hannibal fought against the Romans, which existed in the Greek civilization, the most pervasive lie, which also exists in modern time, in the world of artificial intelligence and enhanced human beings. You can now soon buy a chip and put it under the brain that you are more intelligent. Yes, I will be the first one who will do this. Then I will remember all the shlokas. Do you know? I put all the shlokas in the chip, and then, I can remember everything. It's called enhanced humanity. It is available. I don't know, I can collect for it. It may be like 2 new bicycles, maybe is the price. I will not do it. I prefer to know my few slokas, to be limited to this, than go with this. Try to become happy with material advancement, because it's a lie. From Hannibal's time to the Romans, to the Greek, to the artificial intelligent guys, it's a lie. You cannot become happy by material things, because you are not material. You are spiritual. You need spiritual things. So yes, turning away from the world of Nityananda means you will take shelter in false material happiness. And the last verse is here. Nitaya Charana Satya. Can we put it on? Gaurahari, is it possible? Then, let us sing this. It's a very nice verse. Fourth verse. That's now coming. Oh, optimo. No, it's optoma. It should be optimo. Hare Krishna, Hare Nitya Charana Satya Tahara Sevaka Nitya Nitya Charana Satya Tahara Sevaka Nitya Nitya Vicharana Satya Tahara Sevaka Nitya Gitaya Nitai pada sada koro asha Nitai pada sada koro asha. Everybody please. Nitai pada sada koro asha Tama Badodoke Nitai More Korosuke Narotama Badodoke Nitai More Korosuke Badodoke Nitai More Korosuke Rakoranga Charane Rapasha Rakoranga Charane Rapasha Rakoranga Charane Rapasha Rakoranga Nitai Padakamala Koti Chandra Sushitala Nitai Bala The last verse really says, the lotus feet of Nitai are eternal truth. Can you see that Narottam is in his preaching mood? He says, believe it, believe it. And they are eternal truths, I'm telling you. And his servitors are eternally liberated. Always aspire to attain the lotus feet of Nitai. Narottam is very unhappy. Oh Nitai, please make me happy by keeping me close to your reddish lotus feet. No? I think it does take a little courage to face that which is inside all of us, this question. When we turn and look at our life, what's the point here? Does it really make sense what I'm really doing? I mean, when I take away all my distractions, my attempts to distract myself from the fact that I'm not happy in this world. I'm confused. I don't know where I will go after this life. So at that time, we turn to the higher world. No? Please bless me. Please keep me close to your lotus feet. please call me also if I'm running too far away. I find in me this tendency that yes, I like to be close to spiritual life, but then, yip, I run in the opposite direction. Do you know this tendency? Yes, we like the spiritual atmosphere. We are responsive to it. We like Radha Madan Mohan to stay there. We like to be in the temple room. We don't mind that there are so many people and so little oxygen. At least not for a long time, and so on. But then there are two sides in us. Even if we feel the good connection, a voice inside will say, now go, relax a little and leave it. So at that time the devotee prays, oh, you who are my protectors, please take the initiatives. I may need to rest, I may need to relax, but please take care that I'm not going too far. Please don't ignore me, so that it takes so long for me to come back to some spiritual sense. No? There is a very nice person. He's a very, very God-conscious person. C.S. Lewis. He said it so nicely, and I will quote him. He addresses the spiritual people. He makes a convincing argument. He says, if I find within myself a desire that no experience in this material world can fulfill, then I must conclude that I was made for another world. No? If I find within myself a desire, and I know all of you, I've discussed with all of you at one stage in your life very personal things, no? And I have found in you a desire that no experience in this material world can fulfill. This should make us conclude that I was made for another world. No? And this is the world which comes to us through Lord Nityananda. He can give us the spiritual strength we require so much. You know yourself. Sometimes the currents in this world go in one way and they sweep us in one way, and we find even little time to chant our basic 16 rounds. It should be normal for us to spend some time with Krishna, but the current of the world goes in another direction. We find that the currents go so strong sometimes that we cannot sit down and read. Some of us may have not read for an entire week. Yes. Only little Tony Robbins, but that doesn't count really fully. It doesn't count fully as So, and we find in our hearts there is not the strength to return to the finer world of spirituality. And at that time, my dear devotees, just sit before your altar and say, Nitai, 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 Nutu Radanga, say, and you will find something. Maybe every one of you should get rich first of all, and then every one of you should get famous, and then maybe every one of you should do everything they ever dreamt of, so that you can see that that is not the answer. Some person has said like this. I think everyone, he said, should get rich and famous. It was a very rich and famous actor, Jim Carrey. I don't know him, but Krishna knows him. I think everybody should get rich, he said, and famous, and do everything they ever dreamt of, so that they can see that's not the answer. Hare Krishna. This is a way, save yourself all the work to get rich. There is one of my disciples who is working to get famous, and it's not easy, but he is working hard, and he will make it. I know he has all the ingredients, and then to find out, oh no, that's not the answer. So yes, Nityananda's world, comes and puts these confrontational ideas to us, and we should embrace them, and our life will be finally happy. Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram. Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Jaya Nityananda Ram. Jaya Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram, Nityananda Ram. Hare Krishna. I thank you very much for listening and giving your kind attention to this very beautiful song of Narottam Das Thakur. It has something, I think really it's very different from his other songs, It has something which is, thought-provoking, He's a little bit doing what acharyas do. They pinch us a little bit by introducing us to the world of Nityananda. A very nice song. And thank you once again, Krishna, for rendering it so nicely. So today is a long day. I think I will have to look at the... Oh, Krishna. So late. Oh. So maybe we have to change the schedule a little. Yeah. Please go ahead.
I think we have to be in the groove, in the mood of Lord Nityananda, so timings today might be a little bit out of space. Yes. Okay. So most probably everything will move half an hour later or something like this. We are supposed to have initiation ceremony. That will be the next step. It was planned at 10:30, but I don't think it will start before 11. At the same time, in parallel, we have Kanupriya who offer herself to make program for the children and teenage from 8 to 16. And that will be in the room called Nandagram, which is a little bit after the pizzeria. So this is for the parents. Please inform your children. Kanupriya is very much experienced in dealing with
Very expert.
at 11. Yeah. Also, we move it also half an hour further. And then after the initiation ceremony, we have Bhuta Bhavana Prabhu, who has arrived yesterday. Welcome, Bhuta Bhavana Prabhu.
Haribo, Bhuta Bhavana. Bravo.
So at 12:30, maybe 1, he will give a seminar or a lecture on how to overcome difficulties on the path of perfection.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Then we will
I
have
must come.
Actually, the room is quite small, so if you want to get like a feeling of Radha Shmelo, you can try it.
Where is it exactly? After, behind the pizzeria.
After the pizzeria.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Then at 1:30 or 2, we will have a big feast, and then in the afternoon we have Madhu Chandra, who is, I'm not never sure, Madhu Chandra? Yeah? Or
He-
Madhu Chandan? Chanda, Madhu Chanda Prabhu. He is a magician, and he will make a magician. Yeah, he will make a lot of tricks. So this is for small children, medium children, or parents who would like to.
Magic.
To those who feel like to.
Yeah. And then later in the afternoon, 4 o'clock will be the Abhishek, and 6 o'clock will be Nityananda Kata, and after that there will be Arati and Prasad. The feast is really for lunch in the evening, so Prasadam will be there, but the feast is for lunch. And also Harisha?
Magic show, what time?
Oh,
Yeah.
And location?
between 3 and 3:30. 3 is the time. Let's see how the whole program is fitting, but 3 will be, because actually before the Abhishek start at 4 sharp, we have in Golokadam, we have a group of devotees who are a really excellent musician, and they want to sing with all of us Nitai, a song, Nadia Godrume, with all of you. So we will start the Abhishek part with Nadia Godrume, so it's nice if everyone can manage to be more or less on time. And like you see, it's quite limited space. It's good to be there a little bit before for the Abhishek. Last for today, we have Ram Gopal Prabhu, who is taking care of all the registration. We don't want him to be the whole day behind the registration table. So any one of you who did not register so far or came yesterday in the evening, please do it now. Huh? Now in the next hour and a half, and then Ram Gopal can be free from the.
Because the time is very short all today and also tomorrow is the last chance to do.
Yeah. Actually, best will be now in the upcoming
Yeah.
hour. And also a small, we did a little managerial mistake. We forgot to ask all of you, because Sunday is the departure day, but we still have the Sunday Feast program in the afternoon. We will provide sandwiches for all of you who have traveled and leave before the Sunday Feast. Just those who will be here for the Sunday Feast, can you please give a note to Ram Gopal also, and then we get a more or less calculation for how many people how many devotees we need to cook on Sunday. If you can do that, you will support our team very nicely. So, we wish you a wonderful Nityananda Trayodashi, and much more nectar is going to come.
Yeah. May I just, before everyone goes, I think, Gaurahari, it's easier for the devotees if we give them realistic, precise times, because if you feel well, it's maybe then or maybe then very difficult. So I can say, let's make the initiation ceremony at 11 o'clock. That is in 1 o'clock. That's realistic. And then for Kanupriya and for all for Bhuta Bhavana, please give also realistic times, because if there's so much happening and I don't know who is it here or who is it then, or that, then the human mind cannot. Then well, most probably I stay in my room and eat something, you know.
Actually, we can do it like this. Yeah.
Maybe you can just write it on the schedule.
No. Everyone is here. We just inform. We move everything half an hour later. What is for the morning program? What is in the afternoon? Everything stay on board. Whatever is this morning, half an hour later. Okay? Jai. Jai Nitai.
Nitai. Sorry, I was so late. But so, what is this?